What's up guys, Sean here with Think Media, and I'm pumped because Sony just announced the A7 III, their newest full-frame mirrorless camera, which could be a contender for the best all-around prosumer photo and video shooter. So I sent Omar from the Think Media team down to wppi here in Las Vegas to get hands-on with the camera and to bring you all of the details. Coming up.
Hey, what's up? It's Omar Takrori with Think Media TV, bringing you the best tips and tools for helping you build your influence with online video. And we're here at wppi in Las Vegas, which is a wedding convention and expo. So we got likes of Sony, Canon, Tamron, Sigma, huge brands and companies that work with wedding photographers and also videographers. And so this is a cool event, and we're here at the Sony booth, and I'm super excited to get my hands on the Sony A7 Mark III. As some of you guys know, I'm a Sony shooter myself, and I shoot with the Sony A7R Mark II, and I actually started getting into the Sony lineup with the A7 Mark II. So I'm super excited to be testing out this camera here today at WPPI. So get the general specs out the way, it's a 24.2 megapixel camera, full frame. The ISO ranges from 100 to 51,200. Has a world-class autofocus system featuring 693 phase detection autofocus points. It has continuous shooting to up to 10 frames per second with either mechanical or silent shooting, which is huge because my R2 does not do that. Once I step into silent shooting, I can only shoot single images at a time. It has the 5-axis optical in-body image stabilization, high-resolution 4K movie shooting, which the last one did not have, with a full pixel readout, so it's full 4K, it's not a crop 4K. And what's also cool, other than the 4K, is the ability to shoot 120 frames at 1080p. So if you really want that smooth, buttery slow-mo, you can get it with the A7 Mark III. And it also has a few pro features like the dual SD card slots and USB Type-C to go straight into your laptop. So what really makes me hype about this camera is that they just introduced this new entry-level full-frame camera. And you know, a lot of people that talk to me, because I've been shooting Sony for about a little over a year now, they ask me like, why Sony over Canon or Nikon? And I just love like the technology of the Sony camera, just the ability to know the image you're taking with before you take it, the ability to see what you're focusing on from in a blink of an eye. And the coolest thing about the A7 Mark III is that it has all the new features that the latest Sony cameras like the A9 or the R3 has. So like the body style, the battery grip, the 4K recording. If you're into filmmaking, it's a great camera to just get into if you're looking to get into that full frame setup. And similar to the Canon 6D Mark II, which I think made headlines last year in 2017, this is one to look out for, and I think because of the 4K. So there's not a big difference in between a couple $100s that will get you 4K footage. What's cool about the A7 Mark III is that it actually is a full 4K. So more than just a photography camera, and I know it, that's why they have the A7 Mark III, it's for photographers, is you can do so much video work with it too. And so I'm huge on being able to do both. You know, the market is really asking for videos as well as photography. And so what's cool about an entry-level, you know, camera to be able to do all these things, that it really gives you the benefit of the doubt that when you buy this camera, you can do so much other jobs and make some more money. So actually, the current setup we're shooting on right now is the R2, and so we're shooting in 4K, and so I'm gonna jump on, I'm gonna try to match the settings as much as possible to the A7 Mark III, and let's see how it looks. And now we're on the Sony A7 Mark III. What do you think? This is 4K, full readout. We're using the same lens, same setup, same settings, auto white balance, no picture profile yet. This is full 4K. It doesn't get more full than this. And even my R2 that shoots in 4K, you don't get the full 4K because it does do a little bit of cropping. So what do you think? Right now we're just gonna actually hop into S-Log 2 and we're gonna color grade it as well. So let's see how that looks. All right. So now we're actually in S-Log 3. I made a mistake. Sorry. Hey, I'm not perfect. It's all good though. But no, for real, this shoots in S-Log 3, and so that's what we're doing right now. I'm gonna throw on a color grade, and it's gonna solely wipe, and so this is like color graded S-Log 3 on the 7 III Mark III. And what do you guys think, man? Like, this is a pretty cool setup. You know, I think a lot of people thought the R3 was kind of out of price range. Obviously, the A9 is super pro, but this is something that's definitely affordable and can get you in the Sony game and gives you full access to everything all Sonys have right now. And so I think that's pretty sweet about the A7 Mark III. So some of my final thoughts on this camera is this is a camera that the market needed. You know, a lot of people that want to get into Sony really hesitate at the price points, and you know, it could be costly, especially trying to get in the full frame, and then their lenses are a little bit more expensive than their competitors. I always tell people who bring up those issues that you're not trying to have every lens in the universe. You know, there are ways to rent lenses. Yes, there are some lenses that could be your go-to. Mine's my 55 1.8, and I use that for almost everything I do. Portraits, I use it for weddings, and in the instance so I need to rent a lens, I go ahead and do that. But the $2,000 price point is, I would say, achievable for most people that want to get into a little bit more serious photography. We're talking entry-level beginner full frame, so it's not cropped, and you can get away with weddings. You can get away with full-blown, commercial for small businesses in regards to video, photo. And so the A7 Mark III, I think, has it all. It has longer battery life. It has 2 SD cards. It has 4K. It has S-Log 3, 10 seconds per frame on continuous shooting. Yeah, and it's not my camera, so it doesn't matter if I kill the burst. But it's also, because it's mirrorless, accusations don't even make the camera older. So there's so many reasons why this is a camera to go to if you're looking for, getting into Sony cameras. And obviously with the current pricing it's $2,000, and with the release also comes discounts, right? And so again, if you're trying to get into Sony, you look into the A7 Mark II, the A7 Mark I. All these prices of all the other cameras have now gone down because of this release. And so you can really get into the game. So Sony's really doing a killer job, really, making a footprint in the photography market. And definitely, a lot of people are checking out the Sony booth this year at WPPI. Question of the day, what do you think about the Sony A7 Mark III and its price point? Is that a good price for an entry-level full-frame camera? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks so much for checking out this video. Subscribe for more videos just like this. And if you want to check out a video from Omar's channel, aka my channel, click or tap the screen right there. For another video from Think Media TV, click or tap the screen right there. Until next time, keep crushing it, keep smashing it, and we'll talk soon. Peace.